Alright guys, welcome back to Tempe Creek. This is what we got on the docket today. Today I plan on starting on a fence. Actually, I'm trying to reinforce it. It's this guy right here. And so that's cool, vultures around. So this fence right here was our original when we bought the place. What I did is I added I added this fence so that the cows wouldn't go through this meshed wire, this welded wire, and it's been working pretty good for the last 2 years or so. But what's happened recently is right over here. Right there. Right here. So our bull has been experimenting with going over. He went over one time to our neighbor's pasture because all his cows are over here. And then he was trying to mount some of his girls. Don't tell my neighbor this. But we're able to get him back in. We coerced him with some cattle cubes and he came back in. That's how we actually bring them in. And so what I decided to do is I'm going to run a second fence that's just about 18 inches, maybe 2 feet from the original. And then hopefully it grows in, and then that becomes a living fence as well. So I'll have the original fence, I'll have the living part of the fence, and then my fence, and hopefully that's going to be enough to stop the bull from being able to get through. Because if he keeps jumping, you know, we're gonna have to come up with a different solution. So here we go. Let's get started. All right, these are my materials. I ended up getting 5 of these logs. These they're 6 inches by 8 feet. I ended up getting about 40 T-posts and then some field wire, which is about 100 yards. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and measure this. Should have done this before, but I'm gonna go ahead and measure this line and see what we got going there, how long it is. All right, guys. So another quick update. I've gone and I measured out 100 feet. Every 100 feet, put one of these posts down. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to go and clean up some of this brush so it's easier for me to work. After I do that, I'm going to go ahead and dig holes for these posts. And then I'm just going to let them sit. So every 100 feet, I drop down one of these posts. You can see we have about 500 feet of fence. Alright, so I dug a hole with the auger. Didn't show you guys that. And I basically went almost 2 feet down. What I'm going to do now, I added cement to the bottom of this. And then I'm going to go ahead and level this out and add cement with the rest of it. Yeah, and I'm going to do this for each one of these posts. I have this one down, 5 more to go. Oh, the cows are on the move. These are our neighbor's cows. It's not all of them either. He runs quite a bit more. This is the reason we need to improve our fence. You can see right here, bam. That is not good. Our bull's got a little taste of a little whiff of the good stuff. And so you can see them back over there all in it. And so like I said earlier, we're reinforcing this. We're probably going to put a gate here just in case any of our cows end up going over there at some point. This is our first post we put in here. I used the auger to drill down about almost 2 feet, and then I just put some Quikrete in there. Typically you would mix it up, but for posts I usually don't. I just throw them straight in there, and it's been good so far. We have 4 more to go, and so let's get to this, guys. All right, I'm not showing you the actual digging process because it's kind of, I don't want you guys to see me struggle. And so we use this, created a hole there, I put a little bit of cement on the bottom. I'm gonna let that settle a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead, take this post and lay it in there, and then fill in the rest. 2, 3, 4, 5. Sun setting, and call it a day. And we'll be back at it tomorrow. Alright guys, so the next step is we're going to go ahead and lay out the T-posts. I already pre-laid out all the T-posts along the row, and the way I measured it out, I did a T-post every 10 feet. And here you see I have my 100-yard measuring tape. And I'm basically going every 10 feet. See if I can see that pretty good. There you go. Every 10 feet I'm going ahead and I'm using a T-post driver to, there it is, a T-post driver to go ahead and knock these in every 10 feet. So if my math is right, I have 4 sections, 1, 2, 3, 5 sections of 10. That's gonna be 50 T-posts. It took me roughly, I don't know, 5 minutes each T-post. That's a lot of minutes. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and do this part, give you guys an update. So far it's day 3 of this project, and so hopefully I can get it done before the weekend, because obviously in the weekend we have other projects going on, and I actually don't have time to do it then. So time to work. Alright guys, here's a little update on the fence. I didn't video do myself doing this because it was a really hot day and I just really wanted to get the work done. I needed to get it done before so I could open this gate here so that the animals can graze on the other 10 acres we have out here that's meant for them. So I just ended up doing a lot of the stuff I wanted to video, but just so you can see, I did roll out the fence, and I'll be walking along as we do this. I rolled it out. The way I did this, guys, is I basically got the end of the roll, tied it to my truck, and then drove the truck and rolled it all out. This thing is a pain in the butt to actually get it to move it around. It probably weighs over 300 pounds. Like, no person by themselves will be able to do it, and even if you're like super strong, two strong dudes are still gonna struggle to move it around. All right, so I unrolled it all, and then what I did is I came in and lifted it and put it on my T-post. Not like secured it, but just laid it over so that the T-post itself would support it being vertical. And once I did that, I was able to move it around a little bit. And what I ended up doing is I came here, and before I secured it to this log, I actually came in use my tractor, use the bucket loader to tighten this up on this side. You can kind of see what it looks like there. And then once it was real tight, I came in and did these fence screws, these U-nails, all the way through, and I'll show you some of that as well, all the way through. And then I repeated the process over here to this next one. Once I U-bolted or U-nailed the fence to the post, I came back and used my T-post ties on the bottom, on the top and the bottom, right here. I didn't do any in the middle, mostly because it's really hard to get the post ties in when you're dealing with this fencing, because you have to go on either side of it, and it just makes it really difficult to be able to put anything. So I did it on top and the bottom. Hopefully it will be secure enough to keep that tensile strength. Unrolled it, and as you can see, it's pretty tight. But like I said before, or I've said this before, ain't no stopping a bull that wants to go through your fence. If they want to go and they're motivated enough, they'll get through anything, you know. But the plan is, so here you see my fence, and here you see the old fence. What I want to happen is this to grow in, weeds, whatever, I don't really care, I just want it to grow in, and that way my bull won't be enticed by their cows. And the whole fence isn't done, but 300 yards, feet of it are. I thought it was a good stopping point, mostly because I'm not worried about my bull jumping on this side. The reason he jumps on the other side is because that's where all of the cows from the neighbor bunch up. And once all those bunches happen, that's when he's like really motivated to jump the fence. But he's been over here, and this is kind of where I stopped. I am going to continue digging some T-posts. I have about another 100 feet or so T-post, and then buying another fence, unrolling it, doing the exact same thing I did, and then hopefully this fence lasts us, you know, 5 years at least is my hope. But you know, more is better. And that's basically it, guys. I will say, in terms of usefulness, fence building, fence making skills, super high for being on a homestead, being on a farm. It's the most useful skill, one of the most useful skills out here. You're gonna use it constantly. I've had to repair and create and do all these other fences, like probably once a year I have a project on fencing. It's just part of the nature, especially if you're having bigger animals like cows. I would say even if you have goats, those things are so athletic, and you're always gonna have to make repairs to that or improve fencing just to keep those guys in. Anyways, guys, I'll give you guys an update when I finish this, but in terms of the video, this is where I'm gonna end it. And then on to the next project. I know the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm building a big coop it's gonna be half for our peacocks that we're raising and half for our guineas that we're raising. It's gonna be like a double entrance sort of thing. That's gonna be the next project that we work on. And then who knows, things will come up. I'm gonna try to post once a week, maybe twice a week, and just do them like quick and dirty, guys, get them out, and with not a lot of editing, just there you go sort of thing. Anyways, like and subscribe will really help my channel out, and see you guys on the flip side.